All right, welcome to the Sharp Mind Show. I'm Nate, the owner of InserSale, where 30,000 customers have chosen InserSale, and we hope you become the next one. So if you like cool, inspirational t-shirts that help change the world, be sure to check out InserSale.com. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share the video to somebody that needs it if you got something out of it. And I got a great show for you today on building mental toughness. Now, I'm going to give you I'm going to go ahead and say this right up front. Don't ask God to build mental toughness for you unless you're ready to go through the gauntlet, right? Because that's the only way you build mental toughness is to go through a gauntlet, right? So, that's first disclaimer, whatever you want to call it. Don't pray for that. Don't pray for mental toughness unless you want to really learn how to get mental toughness, right? So number one, mental toughness is not something you're born with. It's something that you build, right? It's the ability to keep going when it's hard, uncomfortable, or uncertain. Tough people are not fearless. They act despite fear, right? So what mental toughness really is staying disciplined when you don't feel like staying disciplined, right? Example today is my leg day. I did not want to get up and go do legs today, right? As everyone knows, I have knee issues. My knees hurt every day. I wake up, they hurt. Well, guess what? I'm still going to go in there. I'm going to warm it up and I'm going to do my leg workout even though I'm in pain, right? That's mental toughness. That's staying disciplined when I don't want to do it, right? The second thing is controlling your emotions under stress, right? So you'll see every day there's a situation where somebody is freaking out over what's going on instead of staying emotionally in control and being able to think under stress, right? And so those are the worst people that you want to be in a job with or on the job site with. Like when something's going wrong, so when you've tapped the water main and whoever grabbed the saddle for the water main just didn't check to make sure that make sure that everything was on the saddle, and water spewing everywhere, the hole's filling up with water. You got a geyser coming out of the ground because you've tapped the water main and the gasket's not there when it should have been there and nobody checked it. You have to figure out, okay, you can freak out or you can go find where the shutoff is and shut off the water main until you can get a gasket for the saddle, right? So stuff like that, right? You got to remain emotionally in control under stress. And you push through comfort instead of avoiding the comfort. You say, all right, we're getting this done today, right? And you remain consistent regardless of circumstances. So rain, sleet, shine, snow, doesn't matter. You're going to go get your workout in. You're going to get your steps in. You're going to get so imagine you're snowed in 18 inches, right? But you got to get 10,000 steps in. Looks like you're going to be doing 10,000 high knees inside your garage to get those 10,000 steps in, right? Keeping that in mind, right? But most people lack. They choose comfort over growth, right? They just want to be comfortable and sit around and they're comfortable. They avoid difficult situations. So, you got something to talk about with somebody, you just don't even talk about it. You let it go. They rely on motivation instead of discipline, right? And so you wake up and it's how you feel instead of, okay, this is what it's got to be done today. You got a top 3 list and it's got to be done. And they quit when things get hard, right? And so what is the actual cost of being mentally weak, right? What's the cost of giving up too early? What's the cost of inconsistent effort? What's the cost when you miss those opportunities? What's the cost when you live below your potential, right? Life doesn't get easier, you're going to get stronger, right? And so we do something called the toughness loop, right? You face a challenge, you feel discomfort, you push through, you build the resilience, and you repeat it over and over and over. So you face the challenge, you face the discomfort, you push through, you build the resistance. Now, I will say this, that there's some challenges that you're not going to be ready for, right? There's some challenges out there that you're not going to be good enough to get through, right? So that first time you try 315, you may not be able to get 315, right? That first time you do a 50 set or a 50 rep set, you may not be able to get to 50 reps, right? But you're going to continue to build every day and build that resilience every day until you can, right? And so that is what really the toughness loop is about. It's not that you're necessarily going to, the biggest toughness loop to go through, the biggest challenge to face is the challenge with the person in the mirror. The challenge with the person that is not a tough person. It's the person that wants to be comfortable, that doesn't want to be discomforted. The person that's happy where they're at, right? That's the person in the mirror that you got to fight every day, right? And because if you become your best self, you do it with mental toughness. There's going to be mental toughness involved to become your best self. And you can't be successful. Your family can't be successful. And this is the way I look at it. And I had to change my mindset, right? I had to change my mindset. You use affirmations to change your mindset. If you don't have affirmations, you can pick mine up for free in the description. I don't even take your name for it. That's how important I think affirmations are, right? So keep that in mind. Go check those out if you need them. You just read them morning, middle of the day, and at night for 68 straight days, and your mindset will change. But that being said, you got to change your mindset, right? And so my mindset was, that it's just about me, right? I can be, I'm not hurting anybody by being fat. I'm not hurting anybody by being lazy. I'm not hurting anybody by, watching TV all day or, whatever. But the truth is, the world depends on the strong, right? So imagine your whole community starves because you were lazy, right? Basically, right now we're in a global economy, and the global economy means you have to extract wealth from the global economy to the area that you live in, right? And so imagine today I don't sell a t-shirt, and that means I don't bring in money from the global economy to my area. So then people can't have jobs, people can't eat, people starve to death. Just start thinking about it like that. Like my neighbor is going to be broke because I didn't do what I was supposed to do today, right? And so that changed my mindset a lot. Like I say, just say my neighbor is dependent on me. So start with your family. You can start with yourself and then expand. My wife's going to starve. My kids are going to starve. My neighbors are going to starve. My community is going to starve. We're not going to be able to build that park. My kids aren't going to be able to go and play softball or play golf or, whatever else. My kids aren't going to have the best education. My kids aren't going to have health care. When they go to the ER, they're going to be pushed away because we don't have the money to do it. Like there's so many things you could go down the line as far as mentally getting in the right headspace, right? To face a challenge, to be uncomfortable, right? To lose 30 pounds in 30 days, right? Stuff like that, right? The discomfort is where it's going to be, and changing your mindset to get there, right? And so then it goes to skill set and habits, right? I'm always talking about mindset, skill set, habits, right? And so you read 10 minutes a day to increase and better your skill set so that you can extract that money from the global economy, right? All right, so we're going to start talking about how to build mental toughness without asking God to build mental toughness for you, because he will smack you upside the head if you start praying for that. So be careful on that one. Just a disclaimer times two. But you start by doing things that you don't. You start by doing things that you don't like to do, right? So for most people don't like to the gym, and I always used to say like, oh, do the exercise that you like, right? So if you like going to play tennis, or you like to play golf, or you like to bike, whatever. No, you need to be doing things that you don't like. And if lifting weights is something that you don't like to do, guess what? It's time to start lifting weights, right? The biggest thing, number two, is keeping a promise to yourself, right? So if you say, this is one of the things I had to teach my wife, right? Because my wife would say, oh yeah, I would love to go to this party or go to this thing, or, she would commit to events and then later back out, right? And so I had to teach her that no, when you say you're going to do something, you do it, period. So you say, I'm going to wake up tomorrow and I'm going to eat healthy, then you do it, right? You wake up and you don't even think a second about it, right? So when your mind goes, oh, I want a cookie, or oh, I want ice cream. No, I told myself that I'm going to eat healthy today, right? No matter what. So if that means you would rather not eat than to not eat healthy, right? And so that's keeping promises to yourself, right? Because if you can't keep promise to yourself, how are you going to keep promise to your customers? How are you going to keep promises to your family? How could you even face yourself in the mirror if you can't keep a promise to yourself? So that's what, number one, that's why, people don't think being neat and organized is important. People don't think making your bed is important. But the truth is, this keeping promises to yourself. It's keeping things, uh, it's keeping you in the right headspace that you believe when you say you're going to do something. But then you're going to put yourself in uncomfortable situations, right? So, you go to the gym, you do a weight that you're not even sure you're going to do, um, and you do that discipline daily, right? So, all right. So how this applies to me, right? Content, right? Monday through Friday, I'm doing a live video, right? Just like I'm doing right now. 5 a.m. These go up Monday through Friday. Posting even when it doesn't perform, right? Um, you know, I might on these live videos, I might get 5 views, right? I think I've gotten like 35 on one. So, you know, I got to think like, okay, I'm going to help those 5 people today. That's what I'm going to do. In business, I launch things even when I'm uncertain about them. When I started with nothing, what can I lose? Like that's my mindset now, right? Um, so if you're interested in cool t-shirts like this, check out instracell.com, right? And just like I talked about today, the next one's fitness, training when you don't feel like it. I definitely don't feel like doing legs every Monday, right? So keep that in mind. But toughness shows in your consistency, right? All right. And so I'll give you a challenge today. Your challenge today is do one thing every day that's uncomfortable. Follow through no matter what, and build discipline through your action, right? Most people break under pressure, but if you stay solid, you will separate yourself and become the best version of yourself, right? And when that bad thing really happens to you, you will have the mental toughness to get through it and be successful on the other side. And you might be the one that has to bring your family through that kind of stuff, right? And so mental toughness is not about being the strongest. It's about refusing to quit. When you train your mind to keep going, nothing can stop you. But you got to put yourself in uncomfortable situations, and you got to be able to get through it, right? And so do that on a daily basis, and you will be more successful. All right, so I'm gonna go through rapid fire hooks real quick. This is to help you get the concepts a little bit faster here, reiterate the concepts. Hopefully you like this. Let me know in the comments if you like me doing rapid fire hooks, right? So here we go. Mental toughness isn't built in comfort. It's built in struggle. Lean into it. You don't need motivation. You need discipline. Show up Anyway, the moment you want to quit is the moment you need to push. That's where growth is. Weak minds avoid hard things. Strong minds attack them. Choose your side. Life doesn't get easier. You get stronger if you keep going, right? And so I'll leave you with this thought, right? And so, everybody, you're in football, back in the day, it's summer, it's August, and they start doing what's called two-a-days, which I think is the dumbest thing ever. But you do two-a-days, right? And one of those two-a-days is in the middle of the day, hot, in the hot heat. It's 90-something degrees, and you're out there in full pads, right? And, you always used to tell yourself that, oh, it's too hot. We can't be doing this. Why are we doing this? So stupid. But the truth is that, nothing could stop you after getting through that, right? You became mentally tougher by getting through those two-a-days. So that's what we did. We didn't realize we were training mental toughness, but that's exactly what the two-a-days trained us for. So I'm Nate, and I'm the owner of InterSale. We're 30,000 customers have chosen InterSale, and we hope you become the next. Right, so check out InterSale.com if you like cool, inspirational t-shirts that help inspire the world to become a better place. Check out my wife's book, Dylan and Davina, The Adventure Begins, available on Amazon, written by best-selling Amazon author Meredith Dillon Johnson. So if you got nieces, nephews, or children of your own, be sure to check out my wife's book. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, share the video with somebody that needs it. If you got something out of it, let's build mental toughness all around us instead of these weak-minded people that have been all over this world, defensive by everything. That's not who we want to be. That's not who we want around us. So make sure you share this video with somebody that needs it. And we'll see you in the next one. Peace.